Hello everyone, my name is Michaela, Cinematic Stitches here on YouTube, and welcome to my channel all about cross stitch. It's been 3 weeks, we're back. I've got a lot of Halloween stitching for you. It is November 1st right now. Très sad, October is over. It is my favorite month of the year because I love Halloween. I love horror. It's a year-round affair for me, but October I really get to embrace it. And the weather here is, while rainy, on the sunny days, it's so beautiful. So I love like October fall in Vancouver. It's so nice. We just had like a crazy rainstorm the past couple days, but right now it's all blown off and it's so, I wouldn't call it like super bright, but like there's blue sky. It looks lovely. I'm gonna go for a walk after this. But yeah, let's just jump on into things. I hope you all have a nice beverage with you. Hope you're working on your favorite whip, or maybe you're just listening to me in the background while you're doing some housework, whatever. Either way, let's get started. I will start with, let's start with the finishes. That's usually what I do. Okay, I have 2 finishes. These are both smalls that I started in the past month. And the first finish I have is my little Mill Hill kit that I started in September. And it is just called, I think, Come Stitch. Come Stitch for a Spell. The last time I showed this, I think it was the last time I showed this. Yeah, I had misspelled this word, stitch. I misspelled stitch. Maybe I'm gonna throw a picture up in there. Womp womp. When I was like going back in to start back stitching these words, I read that and I'm like, stish? Stish? That's not a word. Anyway, so I fixed that and I added the many beads. Many beads. You can see them all. Shwing. They are actually stunning. And you know what? I really hate how Mill Hill does not actually label anything at all, because it did lead to me swapping like 2 bead types because I got the bags confused, because they both had like yellowish and orangish beads inside, and the only thing to differentiate them was the fact that one bead bag had a kind of like purpley, greeny, blackish bead, like this one. You can't really see the green in this light, but, and then the other one had a more definitely green bead. And that was the only way to tell those bags apart. And I still messed it up because I probably read it, thought, I got it. And then when I actually went to stitch, I just winged it. So I think like these oranges here, the brighter oranges, are meant to be inside the flower and these ones are supposed to be out. And then like, I almost like totally skipped using one bead entirely. This bead here is supposed to be the trim of all of this. You know what? It doesn't matter, but when I found that out, I was like, come on, just label your stuff. But anyway, it's fine. It looks great. And you know what? Beading, it's not that bad. Once you get into the rhythm of it, I used a bead bed. So that actually really did make a difference, because the last time I beaded, I did not have a bead bed. I was like carefully fishing them out of the bags. Terrible idea. There were a lot of really good suggestions of what to do with beads though in my last video. If anyone is like concerned about beads getting all over the place, if you go check out my comments in my last video, there are several really good suggestions in there, which I thought was so lovely of you all. So thank you for suggesting all that. But I did make use of a bead bed, and you know what? It worked for me. But yeah, there it is. Come stitch. Okay, so that's the first finish. And the next finish, I don't even think I had started this. So I guess this is a SAF, a start and a finish. And this is something that my friend Hillary from Subpar Stitches made. It was this cute little kit that she made up. It's a little mini. So she gave this as a table gift at Stitch North last October. And I had not started it. And this year I was like, oh yeah, okay, let's actually stitch that. She gave like all the finishing supplies too, which I haven't done yet. Oh, here, let me just show you. So it was a little mystery pattern. Oh, I still got a needle in here. Hang on, let me take that out. It was a mystery pattern, and I got this little owl. Isn't he sure cute? So yeah, he's just a little guy. This is like a really small Ada. I think it's got to be either like it might be like an 18 count Ada. And yeah, Hillary made up the pattern, which was so cute. I made a slight adjustment. The wings were initially meant to be black. And like, while the black on black really does like pop and work in the eyes, I wanted to see the wings a little more. So I did one strand black and one strand of the darker orange to kind of make those wings stand out a little more. And I kind of like how they look a bit like scrungly, like, but kind of like feathery in a way too. So yeah, that is very cute. It's so teensy tiny. And she gave me, yeah, finishing supplies. So to turn it into a keychain, and I have like a little piece of fabric in here that I'm going to pull out and use as like the backing to that. So I will be fully finishing that at some point in the future, but for now it is a finish. Let's see him again one more time. So cute. Just a little guy. Oh, adorable. And such a cool gift too. I love like the whole little box and everything she made. Very cool. Okay, wait. I'm just gonna shove this needle in there and hope for the best. All right, let's put that away. All right, what else do I have? Okay, I have a new start as well. Sorry, as I struggle with the box, there we go. I have a new start. This was my technically final start for October, although I do have another start planned that I'll show you at the end of this video. But I had wanted to start a pattern from the Creepy Cross Stitch book from Lindsay Swearingen, who is the designer Tuscan Cardinal. And I was starting this, I started this last weekend, and last weekend was my cousin's wedding, and it was an incredible time. I had a lot of fun. That was the Saturday. I started this piece on the Sunday. Let's just say I was not in the mood for any patterns that would involve me getting multiple threads. I was very much feeling the effects of the evening that day. So I wanted to go with something simple. So I actually did not pick something from Creepy Cross Stitch. I picked something from her other book, Magical Cross Stitch, this one, and I went with the cover photo because I'm like, that's one color and it's really cute and it's not all that big. So yeah, that's what I started. And here is where I got on my first day of like very inconsistent stitching. Stitching a bit, falling asleep on the couch, stitching a little more. You know, it was a great wedding. Let's just say that. It's a great wedding. Here's where we got. So I got the broom handle. I got a lot of the witch, or one of the witches, cooking in her little cauldron. Got a bat. So yeah, it's looking great. I love the color I picked. I did not go with the called for. It was DMC. I went with a fun, I've used this already. I talked about it when I showed you Broomhilda last video, but I'm using Brynn Nettle's Samhain color, which I absolutely adore. I have 2 skeins of this. When I saw it in the shop, I'm like, I know I'm going to be using that. So I bought 2 skeins, and this is still the first one. So because they give you like 10 yards. It's a good deal. Anyway, great color. It's looking really good. I just grabbed a scrap of black Ada. I'm pretty sure it's a 14 count. Because it was a scrap, like it was like, I didn't cut this off. This was literally just the starting shape. It is like the perfect size to have like, I think a 1 it's gonna be like a 1-inch margin on the top and bottom, and like I think I gave myself 2 inches on the sides, so might be like a tight squeeze when I frame it eventually, or I think this might be like a flat fold type finish. But you know what? I'm like, you know what? It's a good size of fabric. I'm just gonna go for it. It does, however, mean that I can't really use a hoop when I'm working up here, like kind of near the edges. So I do have to stitch in hand, which is a bit of a pain, especially on black. It's something about black Ada. I'm just like, hello. I feel like it's really helpful to have it like strained against something so you can like see through the holes a bit better than like, you know, trying to peer through your hand. But anyway, that's where we're at. Loving that. So happy I did that again. I did these like that again. I mean, like, I did a number of Halloween starts this year, which I did last year as well, and I really enjoyed it. It's a lot of fun, especially when they're smaller and you can like finish off a lot of them within the month. Yeah, so that's a new start. Let's talk about whips. Whips. Oh, it's so beautiful out right now. All the clouds have blown away. Oh, it's just blue sky. Oh, so lovely. Okay, we can actually do whips now. I'll take a little sip. My cat decided to wake me up at 5 a.m. today, begging for breakfast. He doesn't eat until 7. So that was fun. He usually only wakes us up like after 6. I don't know why he was so early today, but we were not impressed. Anyway, first whip. This I actually should have shown last video. I totally forgot I had worked on this. Even though it was like recorded in my app, I use the, what is it called? It's a Notion stitching template from Stitchery, and it is really good. Anyway, so I record all my works in progress there, and I did have this down, but I think I worked on this the same day I filmed, so I assumed, or not the same day I filmed in October, it was like the same day I filmed in September. So when I was filming again in October, I was like, oh, I must have covered that already. I did not. So anyway, that's a big wind up to say, back in September, I worked on Autumn is as Joyful, and I just wanted to show it off, even though it was like a little bit of progress, because I absolutely love this whip. It's so pretty. So here it is. The last time you saw it, it would have looked like this. And I feel like I should have looked at that picture now, because now I think I remember what I did. Now it looks like this. So I'm pretty sure all of this was complete, I think. And I did this little thing, that little thing, the A, and I started on this. Maybe one of these little doodads was on here already. But I think I definitely did the A, and then I started this Quaker here. I know that one was not there before. But yeah, so just like a little bit of work on a absolutely massive project. I'm gonna be working on this more in the fall. Like this month probably, or potentially in December, because I'm going to be assigning this whip to a player in Survivor for the Survivor stitching game, which I'm playing along with right now. But anyway, Autumn is as Joyful. It's so beautiful. Oh, I should tell you about the fabric. It is Fiber on a Whim Milk and Honey, which is just a delightful neutral. I got a huge cut of it. Huge. So yeah, once this is done, I'm still gonna have a lot left. I think it's a 20 count. Sure is. 20 count Ada. One of my favorite fabric counts, especially for like big projects. Because 40 count and me, I'll do it, but we don't get along that well. 20 count is just so much easier. So yeah, there it is. Autumn is as Joyful. Teensy tiny bit of progress. I only worked on that for like an afternoon or something while I think it was for the, what was it called? The Harvest Moon Hangout that Lindy Stitches did in September. I worked on this for a day there. Okay, another whip. I worked on this for one day. This is a pattern I started earlier this year. It's called A Graveyard Wander. I'm pretty sure. If that's not right, I'll put a title on, but I think it is. It's by the Witchy Stitcher, and it looks like this. Really cool. She released this as part of her Patreon earlier in the year, which I'm a part of, and as soon as I saw it, I was like, we're starting that for sure. It looks so good. I think it's actually for sale now in her store. Like, you don't need to be a part of her Patreon to get it anymore. So if you like this pattern, please pick it up. It's lovely. So the last time you saw it, it looked like this. And now it looks like this. Still just working on that bird, slowly filling in her dress. I keep looking at this fabric and I'm just like, oh, did I cut enough? I mean, I know I did because I've counted so many times, but I'm always still so paranoid that I have not. It's like why I don't cut my fabric usually before I start a project, because I'm just like, what if it's wrong? And then it's ruined. And you know what? If it is, how it was meant to be, but I think it's fine. So anyway, there it is. I'll hold it up longer because I feel like sometimes I show things and I drop them too quickly. But yes, there's the bird. She stitched entirely with DMC. This is just 310 so far. And this fabric I got from the sewing shop. And it is called 51 Shades of Gray, I believe. And it's a really great fabric. I'm hoping I have, yeah, so there's supposed to be like a lamp post that goes up here, and I kind of wanted to make it so the like where the light was coming from was going to be this white splotch here. It's actually, it looks a lot whiter on camera than it does in person, but I mean, it's pretty white in person, but on camera, I feel like the difference is a lot more stark. Anyway, this is going to look great. This is another thing that's going to be coming back before the end of the year because I just love stitching on it, and I've really only put a couple days in it so far, so I do want to see some more progress on it because I think it's gonna be beautiful. Yeah, that's gonna be good. Okay, I'll stop admiring my own work. I just love this pattern. I just want to work on it all the time. Okay, another whip. So I have put a couple days this month on Halloween at Hawkrun Hollow, a truly massive project from Carriage House Samplings. I have finished 2 blocks. I'm working on this one here. So last time you saw this, would have looked like that. And now I've only put a couple like mornings into it, so it's not like crazy progress, but you know, progress is progress. Here we are. The moon is bigger now. That's pretty much all I can say for that piece. The moon has grown. And then when I was stitching this, I did realize that, oopsie, this bat was supposed to have eyeballs there and there, but I just filled it in with moon. So maybe that bat just has a really skinny head. Or I can like maybe work like one thread of the proper color, like where his eyes should have been over top of the yellow. I don't know. I can see how that looks. Or I'll just leave it. Just a very skinny-headed bat. Anyway, here is everything so far. Oh my god, this looks so cool. I love this pattern. I'm stitching this on a 32 count piece of fabric. It's gonna be really big. It is a light mocha. And this is stitched entirely with DMC. So I'm going to be working on this, I think, quite a bit in November. It's going to be my morning stitch. So in the mornings, not every morning, but like a few mornings a week, I do have time to put like 100 or so stitches in. So that does add up. And this was a whip go call for October. I was supposed to work on it for 7 days. I only did 3. So I need to do 4 more days plus another 7 for this month. And then I will have hit like 28 working days on this project this year, which is my goal. But if I go over that, I won't complain because I do want to see this finished one day. And the more I chip away at it, the better. But wow, like, isn't that so cool? This is just such a cool pattern. I love it. Yeah, what do I have left here? I have the moon. I got to finish the moon. I feel like I've got maybe 50% of the moon stitching done. And then I have to fill in the words in the grass and these light parts in the tree. And then I think that's it. Oh, and the bat eyes. This bat, I have to remember to give him eyes for real. And then the other ones all need like French knots for eyes. But then we're donezo. And then we can move on to block number 4, which doesn't look as stitch intensive, but I could be wrong. I feel like these stitches, these, yeah, because that's just the modeling. That's not, yeah, this just doesn't look as, it's definitely not as stitch intensive as these two. Maybe more, well, even maybe less than this. Because like the bats are big. This is pretty full coverage. And there's lightning. I just feel like it's not going to be as bad. It's definitely not going to be as bad as these two. It'll be more in line with this for the amount of stitches in there. That's what I think. It's a fun one though. I like the look of the bricks on the 4th block. Anyway, Halloween at Hawkrun Hollow. Folding that up. Okay. All right, so let's talk about my last 3 whips, and these are the 3 whips I'm working on for the Survivor Stitching game, which is a game put on by Making Things with String. They're another Canadian channel, actually. So I've tagged them in the description below, so you can check out their channel. And they've made up a game where it's kind of like, I think it's inspired by Jessie Marie Does Stuff, who did like the Big Brother stitching game. And I think she also did like Bake Off. But basically it's like a reality show. Like if you watch this reality show, depending on what happens, you put a certain amount of stitches in to a designated project. This is, okay, so Survivor right now, they're still in tribes. There's 3 separate tribes. So I have a whip associated with each tribe. And I'll show you those whips. I will show you the project I've done the least amount of stitching on so far. This project actually didn't really have anything happen with it recently, but I realized I had missed 100 stitches on it previously for something that had occurred earlier in the season. So that is this project here. All Treats, No Tricks by the Witchy Stitcher. Looks like that. It is a collaboration between Witchy Stitcher, Cottage Garden Threads, and Fox and Rabbit. Yep. And the last time you saw this, it looked like that. And now it looks like this. So I've started the next dude, and I finished off the stitching on the cat. So I worked my way over here, did the shoe, and I've started to do the bones on that costume on the guy on the right. On the right? On the left. Anyway. So that's what this is looking like. It's looking pretty good. This is stitched on, oh, what is this called? Fossil. I think it's Fossil from Fox and Rabbit. And I believe it's a 28 count, but it's really tight. Well, I mean, it's a darker fabric, so that makes sense. I feel like darker dyes really like suck up darker, what am I trying to say? Fabrics suck up darker dyes, and I feel it makes the weave a bit tighter. I used to work at like a lingerie store, and that would always happen with like darker colored bras, for instance. They're always tighter than lighter bras. It's that damn dye. There we go. Yeah. I only put 100 stitches on that. It will be getting more stitches this week. I haven't started the stitching for, I think it's week 6. Are we on week 6? I haven't started week 6 stitching yet. But but I will do probably on Monday. Okay, next up, I'm really stoked about this. It's my Dark Queen. So Dark Queen of the Earth, she got a fair number of stitches last week. That's this pattern here. It is by Autumn Lane Stitchery. And I've been working on this for a while. It's my second oldest whip. Last time you saw it, it looked like that. And now, it looks like this. I finished her head. I finished her head. It looks so good. I mean, obviously, like, there's still backstitch and some beads. But, okay, caveat. The head is done. Her eyes, I'm still missing a color because I could not find the color I needed when I was working on her. But I have found it now. So next week she'll get... There's like 2 or 3 stitches that need to be done of a darker yellow in her eyes. So that looks amazing. I am so satisfied with how like the head and face turned out. I think she looks so wicked in like all senses of that word, like very cool and also like pretty evil looking. I love it. This was a redesign for, because I didn't like any of the original faces. So Whittier Stitches redesigned the head for me very kindly when she heard what I was planning on doing. This, like the horns and the face is based off Lilith from Diablo 4. And wow, it looks so good. And it's gonna look even better once the backstitch gets in. So yeah, the head is done. And I'm working on a flower that's right here. So what do I still have to do for her? I need to do a flower here. Her body's like all wrapped up, so I can't really show you. But there's like another flower partway down her body. Then there's like some more trunk I need to do with a different flower attached to it. And then I need to do her feet. So I really don't think I'm gonna be able to finish her this year. But I have done so much progress on her that I am very satisfied with where I'm sitting, because I think I should be able to finish her off at least in like the first third of next year. So that will feel really good to get her done. And who knows, like we'll see where my stitching takes me this year for the rest of the year. But I don't really see myself working on her a lot in December unless she gets called for the stitching game. Just because I want to focus on like Christmas projects and other seasonal things. And I've been seeing her a lot this year, but I'm very satisfied with where we're at. Yeah, she looks really, really cool. The fabric is Gilded Oak by Under the Sea Fabrics. That was like one of the 2 called for fabrics that you could pick from, and it's all DMC thread. There's some treasure braid in there, but you can't see any right now. Anyway, incredible. And show her off like this. Oh, maybe that'll be my cover picture. She looks so good. I love her. Okay. Finally, my last whip. It's Monster House by Satsuma Street. That's this pattern here. Last time you saw it, it looked like this. And now we look like this. Oh, I'm almost done this section. Yes! It looks so good. Like really, these colors. It's a bit of a pain to have to switch out your color. Like, because there's a lot of colors in this. Like lots of different colors. You know, and especially these like little bits. It's a bit of a pain to like keep switching between them, but you know what? The effect is so good. It's fine. I need to buy this color here. My aunt gave me a bunch of her thread a year ago, and I had a color from that, but looking at it, I actually think the thread might be, I don't know if it's molding, but there's something up with it. It's like, there's stuff on the thread, and it's not just a part of the thread. So I think I just need to throw that thread away and just buy a new one. So I'm gonna do that to fill in that stuff there. But like this part's pretty much done. I need to do the back stitch. I gotta fill in the pumpkin. I'm missing a little bit of the tentacle there and like some purple in these things, but like section 2 is in the bag. And technically, I owe this another 500 stitches. No, 500, I don't know, another 1,000 stitches because of something like a tribe got decimated a couple weeks ago, and I simply did not have the time to do that then. I don't know if I'm gonna finish all the stitches required on this according to the game. Like, if I can't finish the necessary stitches of this by the end of the year, I'm just like wiping the slate clean. But I'm still using it as like a guide for me to try and get as many stitches in this as I can, because my original goal at the end of the beginning of this year was to finish 3 parts of this year, so I could do 3 parts next year and have it done, because it's a 6-part stitch along. So part 1 was finished like maybe a month ago. Part 2, nearly there, and I'm going to be able to start on part 3 like with this next set of stitches I need to do for it. So that's really cool. So yeah, we'll see how far I get, but even the fact that I've finished, like I will have finished 2 full parts by the end of this year is like really exciting to me. Because it means I'm like doing pretty well, not like fully keeping up with the goal, but keeping a good enough pace that I'm not too far behind my imaginary schedule in my head. You know, I would like to see these whips finished at some point in time, right? So having a goal does help with that, especially when they're like fun to stitch on. Oh, it looks so freaking good. Okay, I'll tell you about the fabric. It is from Witch's Garden Crafts, and it's called Witch's Brew. It's just a 14 count Aida, and I think the green looks fantastic with this. I picked a green. I started this with Tara from Willed Women Crafts, and when I was starting it, we were talking about like fabric choices, and she had mentioned, I think it was Jen's Fiberweb had done it on green. I think it was her. And I checked her project and I thought it looked really cool. So I went with green, and it is looking really cool. So yeah, there it is. There are the whips. We're done. Let's talk about plans. Yeah, I'll talk about my plans. I will show you a couple things I got, and then we're done. It's a wrap. Okay, so for plans, I mentioned that I'm gonna have one more start. It's technically not an October start because it's now November, but it is Nora November. Being Nora Corbett, the designer behind Mirabilia. And I have a Nora Corbett that is like kind of Halloween-y that I want to start. So I'm going to start this later today. And that is Gigi. I love her. She's fabulous. And I just love the colors of this. Look at her kitty cat too. So cute. I bought the embellishment pack for Gigi earlier this year in preparation for this start. I have picked out my fabric. I've got it all like set up, so I'm ready to start. I'm gonna stitch it on Morning Coffee by XJU Designs. The original stitched on Milk Chocolate, I think, from Witchelt. Yeah, it's Milk Chocolate. So I think this is a satisfying enough conversion. What am I trying to say? It'll work. You know, it'll give the similar effect. Not that I needed to stitch it on a brown, but I think she'll look nice. Like, I think the colors will look really nice on this. So we're going with it. It's a nice neutral, and she'll really pop. She'll pop off it. But yeah, so I'm going to start that today. And I plan to work on her today and tomorrow. And maybe a couple other days this month as well, depending on how my other plans go. Other plans for the month, I'm going to be continuing on with the Survivor stitching game. So it sounds like they're gonna merge next week. And the merge is when like they take the 3 tribes and push them into one big tribe. And when that happens, the stitching game that we're playing changes a bit. So you're gonna be like, I'm going to be assigning projects to an individual player instead of a tribe, because there's just going to be one tribe. So I'm going to be assigning a mix of autumnal and Christmas projects, 2 players. I'm sort of not, how can you really game things in Survivor? It's kind of hard to know like who's gonna stick around and who isn't, but you sort of see some weaker links. So I've picked some people. I'm hoping that, you know, things will land where I want them to, but they might not. So yeah, through the rest of the year, my stitching will mostly be dictated by this Survivor stitching game. And yeah, November, December will be a mix of like Christmas and fall projects, most likely. I'm hoping more Christmas projects will fall in December than November, but you know, if it happens, it happens. I have some Christmas starts planned in December, so things are still gonna feel like holiday-esque for me at that time anyway, so that'll be okay. So yeah, that's the main plan, is just basically focusing on Survivor stitching game. More immediately, I do need to put in more stitches in Dark Queen, All Treats, and Monster House to finish up like this past week's. And yeah, my morning stitching, like I said, November is mostly going to be focused on Hawkrun Hollow. Halloween at Hawkrun Hollow, specifically. Yeah, I think that's it for plans. I don't have any other things. So we're just going to keep working on our whips, do one more start. We'll see how it goes. Okay, I have a couple new things that I got. One was a gift and one was a purchase. So I am part of the fabric club from Roxy Floss. They recently changed their fabric club. And I actually joined just earlier this year, and I've already decided to like change up what I was doing. So previously I was getting like a 20 count Ada in their modern club, and I got a couple cool colors, but when I was organizing my fabric earlier this year, I was looking at it and I'm like, ooh, I have like a lot of like wild and crazy colors. So I don't know if I necessarily like need a steady flow of wild and crazy colors coming in. So when they switched up the club at the beginning of the year, which they did, I think, to deal with the tariff situation that is ongoing, I switched things up and I switched to the traditional club, which is more neutral type fabrics, and I switched to a 36 count linen because my stores of 32 count linen are like truly tremendous. I have a lot of it. It is my favorite count, so that makes sense, but I also do not mind 36 count, and I like that anything stitched on that's going to be smaller than a 32, and I find 36 easier to stitch on than 40. So these are my reasonings. And I might switch it up again, you know, sometime next year once I build up a few more 36 counts. But this was the fabric for this month. If you are subscribed to this club and you don't want to see it and you somehow haven't received it, you definitely should have received it by now. Look away, I guess, for the next minute. But I got something called Kalamata. Ooh, it looks so good. I love it. This is a great color. It's a like purpley brown, very nice, like dark neutral. Yeah, I love it. It looks so good. And I just love their fabrics. And yeah, I love 36 count actually. I think I have 2 projects on 36 right now, and I'm really like, I really enjoy working on both of them. So yeah. Excited to have got my first piece of 36 as part of that club, and it looks lovely. Okay, next piece of haul. This was actually I did not purchase it. It was not just a gift. It was a very generous gift. So I take part in something called Stitchers at the Library, which is a stitching get-together for stitchers in the Lower Mainland in British Columbia. So like the Vancouver area, essentially. Vancouver and its surrounding suburbs. This is driven and hosted by Mama Bear Stitching, also known as Manveer. She is super cool, and she gave everyone like these little gift bags, and got this floss from Oh my gosh. Hand dyed by Rolanda. There it is. I'm like, oh, what is the exact phrase I need to come up with? It's hand dyed by Rolanda. And I feel like this is, I don't think it was a custom color, but it was, she spotted the color on the website and asked, you know, she had to make sure there was enough for all of us, but I don't think it actually has a name. Like, it's just like 6B. But it is so Pacific Northwest. It's perfect. I love it. You got like the ocean and the forest and the rain. Those are the vibes I'm getting from this. It's an absolutely beautiful thread. So very kind of her to give that to everybody. And we also got a little chocolate. And yeah, a little, why do I always forget what these are called? A thread puller, a thread fisher, needle threader. Yeah, that's probably what that's called. I've dropped it and I found it again. Okay, don't worry. I'm gonna eat this chocolate after this video as a treat. But yeah, anyway, absolutely love this floss. It is so beautiful. Oh my God. If you are a local stitcher, like if you live in like Vancouver or any of the surrounding areas like Surrey, Coquitlam, Burnaby, whatever, there is, so like I said, Stitchers of the Library happens. It happens at the Surrey Central Library. And we do it once a month. And our next meetup is November 15th. I think it's November 15th. Yeah, because that's the Saturday. November 15th, 10:30 to 1:30. So if you wanted to hang out with a bunch of local stitchers, we meet up at the library for 3 hours, stitch, and go home. And it's really nice. So yeah, that's my stuff. I'm going to talk about what I've been reading, watching, playing. If you don't want to hang around for that, that's totally cool. Thank you for joining me. If it's your first time here and you like what you saw, you can subscribe to this video, give me a like. I post videos, I try to post them every, oh my goodness, my plants are just getting whipped around out there. Huge wind just whipped up. Anyway, sorry. I post videos every 3 weeks, or at least I attempt to. My next video will not be in 3 weeks. It will likely be in 4, depending on how I feel. I am going to Shanghai randomly for work, which is very exciting. So that's cool. But yeah, I will be in Shanghai in 3 weeks, so I will not be able to film, and I will be getting back a little before the weekend after that. So depending on my level of jet lag, you might see a video from me in 4 weeks. If not, maybe 5. We'll see. We'll see how far it goes. I'll try not to push it to 5, but yeah, very likely it'll be 4 weeks before my next video. Anyway, that's that. Let's talk about reading, watching, playing. Okay, so what have I been reading? Nothing really physically, actually, but I did get a horror novel out on Libby, an audiobook called Incidents Around the House by Josh Malerman. And he's the guy who wrote Bird Box, and I read Bird Box several years ago, like before the movie, and I thought it was terrifying. I have not watched the movie, so I don't know how it compares, but the book is so creepy. Like, I couldn't stop reading it, because when I stopped reading it, I would just think about it. So I'm like, this is so anxiety provoking, I just need to finish it. So I whipped through that book. So I read that. I read one of his other ones. It's called like Black Wheel, Mad Black Wheel or something like that. That one I thought was just okay. And I saw this, you know, on the available audiobooks, Incidents Around the House. So I was like, okay, let's check it out. And let me just say, if you get the audiobook, it is like a jump scare because the voice. Okay, this novel is from the perspective of a child. It's unsettling because of that. It's from the perspective of a child who is haunted by a presence that she calls Other Mommy. And Other Mommy keeps asking her if she can go inside her heart. So you're basically forced to view things through the perspective of a child who doesn't understand demons or possession. And you're just like, oh my God, do not let other mommy in your heart, girl. Do not do that. Anyway, so the narrator does a child's voice. And I was not expecting it because as soon as you start it, she immediately does, like, you know how there's like a bit of a credit sequence before the book starts? She does that in the kid's voice. And I was like, what? Did this person huff helium? What is happening? But I adjusted to it eventually.
It's a really high voice like this.
And that's not even a joke. That's what the audiobook sounds like. So I thought it would be incredibly annoying, but I did adjust to it. Yep. So anyway, yeah, it's about a young girl, like she's 8 or something. She's being stalked by this demonic presence. And her parents eventually become aware of this. Her parents are both hot messes. Her mom is horrific. It's almost like a caricature of, like, you know, a selfish mother. It doesn't, the writing for me is like, the characters aren't all that strong. I don't think they feel kind of, flimsy to me. Yeah, I think it just felt a little too unrealistic, the things her parents were doing in front of her. Not to say that wildly irresponsible parents don't exist, but reading it, it was just like, what are you doing? It was a lot. So anyway, yeah, both her parents are having a hard time in their marriage, let's just say. And they need to, like, come together to try and prevent this demon from, like, possessing their daughter. And let's just say results are mixed. So I will give this like maybe a 3, like a 2.5, a 3. Kind of on the low end of a 3, let's say. I enjoyed listening to it. It was creepy, but I just found the actions of so many of the characters so infuriating. And I do put that up too. I think the writing just felt the characters just felt a bit shallow to me. Or like unrealistic, I guess. And maybe I say that because I had parents who would never dream of doing such insane things. Thank you. My mother watches these. Thank you, Mom. But wow, the mother in this book is a lot. She's a lot. Yeah. And it just did not read as realistic to me, I guess. Not that it needs to be realistic, but you know, like you see, you're reading it and you're just like, really? Like, really? That's what we're doing? Anyway, yeah. It was a fine book for October. Okay, so what have I been watching? Lots of horror. It's October. I amp it up in October. I always watch more. I go back to some favorites. So I rewatched Return of the Living Dead last weekend. I won't say it's my favorite horror movie, but it's one of my favorites, and it's such a fun rewatch every time because it's so ridiculous. So if you've never seen Return of the Living Dead and you like kind of silly zombie movies, you gotta watch it. It's so good. There's, you know, not much of a plot. They accidentally raise the dead in a mortuary, and yeah, a bunch of punk teenagers hide out, try not to get eaten alive. It's amazing and really, really silly, and it has a killer soundtrack. What did I see that isn't a horror movie that I liked? Ooh, okay. I watched Highest to Lowest by Spike Lee, and that is on Apple TV right now, and I really liked it. It is a remake of an Akira Kurosawa film called High to Low, which I haven't watched, and I've always wanted to. I think it has Toshiro Mifune in it, who is in a lot of Kurosawa movies, and it's supposed to be like one of his best. But anyway, Spike Lee remade it, kind of turned the subject matter around a bit, but it's sort of the same idea. So essentially, it stars Denzel Washington, and he plays a music executive. He like owns a record label, and his son is kidnapped. And his son is kidnapped right at a time where he's doing this like kind of crazy business dealing. Like he's trying to buy back his label and gain control of it. So he's got a lot of money kind of on the line. And now his son's been kidnapped and there's a ransom, so he needs to figure that out. And there's a couple interesting twists in it. So I won't talk about it too much, but I thought it was really well done. It's gorgeous. Like, you know, if you watch a Spike Lee movie, the man loves New York. I mean, he's from New York, obviously, but his films are very like New York, and the whole thing feels like a love letter to that city. The opening shots are just like sweeping vistas of the cityscape. It's so stunning. There's a great chase sequence that happens during the like Puerto Rican parade that happens there, I guess yearly, because it must happen yearly because it's also in Seinfeld. These are my reference points for New York. I've never been there, but yeah, there's like a great chase sequence that happens in a parade, and yeah, I thought it was good. It's interesting. Who else is in it? A$AP Rocky is in it as well, and oh no, what is his name now? I'm so blanking on it. It's Jeremy Wright plays Denzel Washington's driver, and oh gosh, no, Jeffrey Wright. He was in Westworld and American Fiction and other things. Anyway, he's awesome. Great cast, engaging story, beautifully shot, highest to lowest. It's a good time. I liked it. Okay, and what have I been playing? Horror games mostly. Again, October, I'm into it. We're playing the scary stuff. I checked out the new Outlast update, Outlast Trials, this game here. It is a horror multiplayer, and it's very gruesome. So definitely not going to be everyone's cup of tea, but I have a lot of fun with this with my friends. And we also tried a new game called, what was it called? Eyes of Hellfire, I think. I'll put the title there. I think it's Eyes of Hellfire. And that was a really cool game. It's sort of like an escape room, but also a deck builder. So you have a character, you're exploring a haunted house, you're trying to like figure out a bunch of puzzles in order to escape. And you can move, you can attack, and you can search. And all of those actions are based on cards you have in your hand. So you play as many cards as you can in a turn, and when you run out of cards, you get like a new hand. So like you actually see your character like walking around the map and stuff, but like you also see like, you know, these cards that you play, like, oh, I need to get into that room, so I need to have one move card played. So you play that card, and if that's your last move card, then you can't move anymore, so you just need to like finish what you can in the room you've moved into. Okay, sorry, I had to abruptly cut. I had a coughing fit because I inhaled my own saliva. It's classic move. Anyway, I thought it was an interesting game. It's still in early access. It does have some, like, it needs some polish, I think. I found the card interactions a bit clunky, because you have to like move into the space, then click that you want to leave, then move your card. Like, I feel like that should be a little more seamless. But it was interesting, and the puzzles were fun to try and figure out. And yeah, and it's a co-op game too. It's not single player. So you play with your friends, and you try and work out those puzzles together. So I enjoyed it. It was fun and inventive. Anyway, it's different from games I've played before. Anyway, that's it. That's what I've been doing. If you watched this far, thank you so much. And I hope you all have Well, I hope you had a great October. I hope you have a wonderful November, and I will see you in 4 weeks, most likely. Anyway, great talking to y'all.